Go. Game number one going to Classic Metal against Valently there. Let's see how things will go in game number two. Are we ready?
Ready.
All
Okay,
right.
Captain Falk, you want to do a countdown?
Alright, we're gonna start in 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and pass it
we're
back to
back.
the casting team.
Oh, sorry. All right, game number two. It's going to be Classic Metal versus Valently. Let's see if Valently can get some revenge after that last game. And it looks like Valently's going to be changing up his composition a little bit. He's going to be ditching the artillery. He never got the chance to use it. Instead, he's going to be opting for snakes.
Opting for the snake to counteract the sniper balloon, because the snake poison does affect structures. So if you get one shot at a sniper balloon, the balloon will live with, I believe, 2 HP or something. So with one squirrel shot or another snake shot, you do end up killing the balloon in a single engagement. Classic Metal is going with the same standard play. Now, unfortunately for Valently, he doesn't have the best options to expand. So it's going to be interesting to see where he ends up going with this. Whereas Classic Metal has a very safe base behind his own, to the southwest of his expansion, and then has a lot of options to choose from to go after that.
All right, the 7 farm, 1 squirrel warren here coming out for Classic Metal. Getting his units out as quickly as he can onto the board right now, though Valently not really that far behind with his own squirrel warren here. Now, do you think there's a possibility for Valently to consider like a roundabout attack? Just to go around this entire left side of the map?
It's a possibility. It's a little risky, because
he's thinking about it because he's taking that expansion right there. As I was talking about it.
That was good. He has to come up with something to secure his economy in this game, I think, because he doesn't have a safe expansion close by. So he goes for the unexpected mill. It's on the high ground, so unless Classic Metal runs up there, he won't really scout it. And he probably won't expect it either. So after taking the artillery out of Dead Bones' book, now he is taking the hidden base out of Dead Bones' book.
Alright, both sides still shoring up on their army value right now. Classic Metal popping down 5 warrens, Valently with his 4 warrens.
Yep, Valently opted to take a farm on that hidden expansion instead of a 5th squirrel warren, which is probably a good idea. If you have a hidden base like that, I think it's a good idea to get it saturated sooner rather than later, just in case your opponent does scout it. And because now you can obviously burrow to a base, you don't necessarily need to walk all the way over there, and it's not that easy for your opponent to catch you out as you go and put down a mill on your secret expansion.
And it looks like Classic Metal is going to be shoring up this right side of the map here. He's already putting down a sniper balloon up on the high ground there, as well as plopping down some more warrens here on the low ground in that corner there. So he is thinking about going
really
this
nice position. It's a really nice position from Classic Metal. It secures him 3 bases pretty much. Well, 2 expansions plus his main base. He can put on more balloons on the high ground if he wants to, but 1 is generally enough to slow down the attack.
Alright, and here we go. Valently now keeping up his squirrel count. He's actually has more squirrel warrens than Classic Metal. Classic Metal instead opting to go for ferret. Now he's going to be putting down a mole.
Interesting to see. Mole. We'll see what that does. Classic Metal obviously did opt for the balloon, so Valently has a bit more army value. But keep in mind that Valently's expansion has been farming for quite a while, whereas Classic Metal's mill only just finishes up. So Valently is ahead in economy, and he's going to be for a while.
Alright, it looks like both sides still content with farming their own sides right now. Classic Metal popping down some farms on his expansion there. Meanwhile, Valently will now be getting his Snake Warren out there, and he's going to be grabbing a 3rd expansion, the one closer to his base. Here, but it looks like his first expansion there, nicely all farmed out without any hint of Classic Metal knowing that it's there.
Yeah, that's
instead, Classic Metal is just going to shore up this right side completely. He's going to be putting a barbed wire and another sniper balloon up on the right high ground there. He's definitely expecting an attack here.
This gives him a very nice line of defense. on this entire, like on these 3 bases. He has scouted the base to the southwest of his expansion, and now he spots Valently's what he may think is his first expansion. Though at some point he may realize that there's something up.
He does have that barbed wire there on his left side of his first base, so just in case someone decides to attack from that angle, he could probably be prepared for it.
It's a bit of an early warning, but it might still be too late if units are already over there.
And now Valently is just playing this massive farming game under Classic Metal's nose right now. What's going to be the breaking point for Valently? Like, what does he need?
Valently
yeah, he's going to go for that really high ground, go right next to the base.
Classic Metal doesn't know about it.
And this is really bad. If he could put down any structures up here, and if he could anything up here,
Because Classic Metal
now has his entire army going on the right side of the map. Here we go. We're going to have our first engagement of this match here. As nothing much really happens. Both sides just trying to feel each other out, poking at each other with their squirrel army. But he does loop around. He sees where the sniper balloon is going to. He's going to target it with all his squirrels, see how much damage he's able to do. He is sitting in the middle of the barbed wire, though. His snake has to be a little bit careful, but he's going to lose the snake in the barbed wire there. Valently loses a good number of units there on the high ground. He does have some lizard warrens out right now, so he can bring them quickly to the front line to defend. But Classic Metal is still slowly pushing up. And right
Very
now,
long engagement right now.
the ferret shots are flying from both sides. Some more reinforcements though coming from Valently. They are close to his base, so his reinforcements are coming up pretty fast. But Classic Metal has not moved really too far from his position. He's pretty confident about his visioning right now. He's getting his ferrets to just pour down pain onto that poor snake there. Valently is going to retreat back behind his warrens, and it looks like... I mean, who won that engagement?
Well, Valently has more farms for this entire thing, so I don't think it hurts him particularly, but he took the fight.
Metal. He's trying to go for this roundabout, but he grabs his expansion here on the bottom to his left. He sees this expansion. He sees it now. He's going to try to kill it as fast as he can. Valently, in the meantime, has his own army coming towards the middle of the map, straight towards Classic Metal's base.
This is not a good position for Valently. His units are completely spread out.
And right now, we're going to have a massive battle here down in the gulch right now. So Valently's units, the squirrels on the low ground, are all almost completely taken out, but he still has a lot of good units on the high ground. In the meantime, his lizards are taking out some warrens up there as well on the bottom.
Classic Metal's ferrets just refuse to die. Even though he doesn't have any pigeons, those ferrets, they live. They're a hardy bunch. The fact that Classic Metal doesn't have pigeons has cost him quite something, because if he had flying vision, he would have spotted the base to the south that Valently has a lot earlier.
Valently's not letting this up, though. He's going to be pushing on a little bit forward at a time with his army. Although, doesn't really seem to know what to do quite yet. He is going to be behind in terms of number of farms now, with that expansion in the bottom being destroyed.
I don't know if I mentioned it, but in the first really long engagement we saw, Valently took the fight away from his own sniper balloon, so it was completely useless. Whereas, both armies did take the fight away from their own sniper balloon, but in Valently's case, it was Classic Metal who was aggressive, so he could have just backed off a little bit more.
Alright, Valently eyeing this expansion here, but Classic Metal will have none of it. He's going to park his 4 ferrets here.
Yeah, this expansion is impossible to take for Valently at this point. There's a sniper balloon watching its every move. So he's doing probably the right thing and putting farms on his sneaky base behind enemy lines. Classic Metal does know that base exists, so he will probably try and expand there at some point.
Valently also sold his snake warrens, opting for some more ferrets right now.
Ooh, well, I guess there's only one balloon on the field right now, but it's still in a really good position and it's going to stay relevant for a long time. So I don't know if selling the snakes is the right idea here. Especially since Classic Metal doesn't actually have pigeons for once. A lot of players will opt around pigeons. Yeah, a few pot shots, taking out a squirrel here or there, but nothing major.
Alright, and now we're about almost 10 minutes into this game here. Valently doing a nice job of farming this expansion here on the bottom without Classic Metal even knowing it's there. And because Classic Metal took that expansion in the gulch there to the far left, he probably wouldn't even think about taking this high ground. quite yet.
Valently trying to secure this HQ with a balloon, which may trick Classic Metal into thinking that Valently, he's desperate to have this base, even though he has a very nice base all the way to the south.
Now his ferret numbers are actually outnumbering Classic Metal, but Classic Metal will have his Fox coming out pretty soon. Only about 30 seconds left until it's finished being done.
Fox could be huge here, although there are balloons out for Valently already. I would like if he sold the one next to his western expansion, because it's not relevant at this point in the game, and he can use, even though he has 14 farms, both players can use all the food they have. And he's going to try and secure his base again.
In the meantime, Classic Metal is going to pop some barbed wire here up on his high hill, but one of them gets taken out. He sells the other. Looks like we're going to have a full-on engagement here, as Valently is now trying to make his way, back down the elevation. It seems when he pulls his army out, he's going to stop the expansion building. And it seems like he's trying to bait Classic Metal into doing something, but I'm not really sure what.
Valently built the sniper balloon at his expansion, which almost takes out the Fox, but doesn't quite. So Classic Metal does know that there's something up now.
All right, here he goes. He's going to bring his army up and around onto this expansion, and he sees it. Oh, like what in the hell did this get here? He's going to pour his squirrel army into this expansion. Meanwhile, Valently is now pushing onto the ferret and foxes that Classic Metal had waiting behind back at base. Half the ferrets are gone right now. The ward is gone. Now Valently has a ferret advantage on his side. All the ferrets are gone from the Classic Metal. He has his fox at the ready though. His sniper balloon also taking out ferrets. One ferret left on Valently's army.
Ferrets. Valently went in, taking out most of Classic Metal's ferrets, which was a good thing, but his squirrel screen just died so fast, and now we go to a strange stage in the game where Valently has 3 farms, Classic Metal is on 1. He does have a base where he can potentially get farms.
Oh, he's trying to poke at these farms here on the side. He's going to force Valently to starvation.
Very
and
nice.
there we go.
The Fox has to be really careful though.
The starvation counter is now on for Valently now. 60 seconds. He has to build a farm somewhere. I mean, he might as well just rebuild.
Yes, he can rebuild those, which is probably what he needs to do.
Oh no, his units, though, they're taking the farm away from him that he needs. The squirrels are still in production. He needs to get the farm built. There we go. He finally does get one going for now. Hopefully he'll be up before the starvation timer ticks down. But Classic Metal is also on a timer of his own. He has no money. He cannot sell his units for fear of Valently just taking over.
But Classic Metal, Valently is going to take out this base, which is a really good thing for him. Classic Metal does have the option of getting that base secured so early in the game, which you probably will do. And I think, you hold my fort. Don't know what Valently is going to do here. Don't know if he wants to push forward here.
He is going to park his units outside right here. Into the barbed wire.
Oh god! That is...
making his way through the barbed wire. Can he do anything with it? But his units are low on health right now. His pinchers are trying to do the best they can, but Valently just loses all his army to that one single tile of barbed wire.
And that is why you use barbed wire when everyone uses squirrels. It did 14 damage to a single ferret. It did about 600 damage to all the squirrels, and because it's barbed wire, it didn't die. And Classic Metal has an easy base to take. He's in a good position. He's won all of the last fights. So I think he's feeling really comfortable, and it's up to Valently to make the play and somehow bring this game back.
Right now, Classic Metal is in the starvation timer. He needs to go find a base to capture. Time to sell a Warren off. 140 food in his pocket right now. He's going to be going, but it looks like Valently taking this mill down here to the left. That used to be Classic Metal. Meanwhile, Classic Metal is going to be taking tit for tat as he takes the mill on the high ground next to his base.
This is a clowny game. We need to keep an eye on the vision radius of both players now to figure out what they can see and if they can figure out where each other's bases are. Classic Metal is going to be really careful about starving. He's probably going to make it, but this is going to be close.
Drums are beating for Classic Metal. Can he get this farm up in time? There we go. He's going to pop 2 farms.
So, yeah. And now he will probably catch on to Valently building. He hasn't found it yet. I imagine he'll find it sooner rather than later.
Doesn't look like he's thinking about that area, though. He's going to actually... he is going to bring his units out. Yeah. His units are there. They're going to see this expansion. Fox sees it. He needs to get rid of these farms right now. The Fox is going to do no good against the expansion. Get your fox moving. There we go. That is a dead farm. Ooh.
Yep, very nicely played.
There we go. Dead farm again. Now Valently back on a starvation timer. And now he has no free expansions for him to take.
Yeah, and he's going to be forced to sell another one of his warrants to get a farm up. So it's going to be really tricky for him. He does sell
Come
that
down
farm.
here. He's trying to come down here, see what he can do.
He had a farm queued, so he was forced to sell it first. No.
Oh, does he have time?
Probably has time to get his farm up, but yeah, he's going to rebuild on his western base probably. But because Classic Metal just secures this central high ground on the map, he dictates where Valently can go and what he can do, and he has a fox to just slowly starve out his opponent. This is probably... I mean, it might take a while, but I think Classic Metal is pretty confident about his abilities or his chances at winning this game.
This war of attrition here right now between both players. Valently just stubbornly holding on to these dead farms. He still has a pretty okay army. He has a good number of sniper bullets to defend.
He has a lot less than Classic Metal, and Classic Metal has tier 3. He has those 3 sniper balloons. I think he should probably sell 2 of them to free up that 240 food and then try and do something with it, but it's going to be really tricky.
Now Classic Metal has a healthy 4 farms to his name, healthy being a relative term here right now.
Yeah, but he's free to just expand. There's no way Valently can push into this base. He only has squirrels, and there's barbed wire in front of it. We saw how ridiculously effective that barbed wire was before.
He unfortunately sold his lizards. He either lost the lizards or sold them a long time ago.
He was forced to sell them.
Yeah, and now Classic Metal taking out this expansion, just making sure covers all his bases. In the meantime, Valently is going to swing his units into that middle area. I'm curious what he's going to be doing with those units.
They're probably just going to die one by one because there's a fox.
Oh, the fox is here. 1 down, 2 down. We
It's
get
2
third.
kills. That's a good win.
Third. He does back off. You know, but every unit is important for Valently at this point right now.
This is slow and painful, but Valently, he's hanging in there. It looks like he wants to build a balloon to secure this area, but he's not selling his other balloons to free up that food, so it's going to take another 5 seconds at this point before he can even get that food.
What chances does Valently have of actually turning this around at this point? His army value has dropped significantly since last time was up.
I would say 0. I would say
0?
0, honestly. Yes.
Oh boy.
But he's hanging in there. Classic Metal moving in, going to take out this forward balloon if he can. Easily done.
Water though, he does manage to take it out. Let's see how this engagement is going to be going for Valently.
He had the highest squirrel numbers. This is
well,
fairly
he
easy.
tried, but he loses every single squirrel. He only has balloons up to defend himself now. He is on starvation timer as well. Yes, some squirrels coming back for him. Still loyal to Valently. Even in the face of starvation.
Last farm.
Oh, he's just stretching this out for as long as he can, trying to find any hope here, but
he's trying.
Classic Metal, he finds that final farm.
He knows it's there, but
the last lifeline that Valently has.
Valently is on 7 squirrels and 2 balloons, whereas Classic Metal has completely reinforced his army. He still has 5 farms going. He could still take that base if he wants to, so it looks like
Classic Metal wants to end this right now.
for the kill. Yeah, but he's going to play it safe, which is really smart.
Ferrets take out 2. They take out 2 more. Alright, he does move the final few out of the way, but some of the squirrels pathing around the trees. Well, they still make it away to Valently.
Okay, now he's moving in his army. Take out the balloon, take out the warrants. Valently moving his 3 valiant squirrels straight into barbed wire, most likely. We'll see how this goes.
No. Oh no.
This Classic Metal is cleaning out the ways. Oh, there's barbed wire. Here they go. Getting shredded. And he will take out a farm. Valently takes out 1 farm.
Oh no, 1 squirrel is really close to death right now, standing a little bit too long there. There he goes, he's trying to do it, but that's it. Classic Metal takes out the last expansion, that's going to be game.
Barbed wire, man. In the right places. That was painful.
I mean, there was a point where Valently felt like he was going to win. He had
he was in a great spot that game.
Going for him, but what went wrong in there?
Maybe it was a lack of tier 3. That he didn't have a unit to punch through. Or maybe he could consider more lizards against the barbed wire. I don't know. We'll talk about the game after the series is over, I suppose.
All right, well, let's get ready to go. Are we ready for game number 3?